This year's golf team, we've got 4 new kids. We've got 3 freshmen and a junior transfer. The boys have set some lofty goals at the beginning of the year, and we've fulfilled some of them so far, as Dr. Horner alluded to. We're on track to meet some of the others. As Dr. Horner mentioned, in the fall, we were fortunate enough to win 3 tournaments. We started in Myrtle Beach at the Golf Week Challenge. 2 of our boys played exceptionally well. David Wicks won the tournament shooting 66, 66, 68. Frank Medall finished 2 strokes behind him in second place. So the kids are all doing the right things. The fall semester, their GPA was 3.4, so they're getting it done in the classroom. Of the 45 rounds we played in the 3-stroke play events, we had 31 rounds of par or better. When we're putting up our 4th man shooting 75 or better, we're going to be real competitive. We're getting ready to kick off our spring season, which starts with our Seabest Invitational here. This venue, as you can imagine, has attracted a great field. We've got 8 teams that are ranked in the top 50 coming in. We're going to make good decisions. We're going to be 100% committed to them, and we're going to have fun. The difference oftentimes in a good round and a great round is a 2 or 3 hole stretch where you keep or lose your focus. And, you know, with one of us never more than a couple of holes apart from all the players, it's made a difference, and we appreciate his help.
We are a very young team. This semester we've got 3 freshmen, 2 sophomores, and 1 junior, so incredibly young. I'm really excited. We brought in 2 mid-year transfers, we brought in 2 at the mid-year. 1 was a transfer from the University of South Florida, and 1 is a freshman coming from Sweden. She played on the Swedish national team. So we're really excited to see what they've done or what they can do, this semester and moving forward throughout their career. I think it's a great starting point for us. We've got 3 home events this spring. We start out with the Hughes Cup, named after Bill Hughes. Last year at this time we were celebrating the victory. The press conference was the day after we beat UNF for the 2nd year. So we're really excited to go and defend our title next. Be 2 Mondays from now on February 8th. So we're excited about that. We also have, we open up our regular tournament schedule with the Amelia Island Collegiate held in Amelia National. We're really excited about that event. That's an event we started. We're in our 3rd year, and it's become a staple. So we're really excited to host up there. Amelia Island is a great place to host at that time of the year. And then we have a great partnership with Web.com. We have the Web.com Intercollegiate in April. That's kind of the last event for a lot of teams before they head to their conference championship, so it's also been a very popular event. I know the University of Missouri is kind of our staple team this year, so looking forward to hosting that over at Marsh Landing. One of our freshmen in the fall, she was our leading scorer, just over a 75 scoring average, so really excited. Even though we are young, we've got some really good talent, so looking forward to our spring season.
Like Dr. Horner said, we do open with LSU this year, and this is an exciting year for beach volleyball. Last year it was called sand volleyball, but this is the first year that the NCAA has officially taken it on. It was an emerging sport that they were just kind of gauging the interest. Now it's an official sport, so there's an actual NCAA championship that'll be held in Gulf Shores, Alabama. We have to schedule tough. We don't have an automatic qualifier with our conference tournament with beach volleyball, so the only way to get there is to beat tough opponents, ranked teams. FIU, Stetson, LSU, South Carolina, all these teams that we're playing this year, hopefully we can beat, will help us get that ranking that we need to get there. We'll have 5 home duels at Dolphin Beach. It doesn't look like this facility, but it's pretty awesome. So hopefully you guys can make one. The one duel that I really want to focus on is our duel against UNF, and not because it's against UNF, but because it's our first annual Fight Like Hal, not a cuss word. Hal Messersmith was one of the founding fathers of beach volleyball, and he started the program at UAB. He passed in July 2013 of colon cancer, and so now the beach volleyball community has come together to support general cancer awareness. And so UNF and ourselves will be wearing purple, which is the general cancer color, tank tops that have the Fight Like Hell logo on the back, and everything that we raise is going to go towards Griffin Schunzel, who's very near and dear to our heart because he's a 3.5-year-old son of Keith Schunzel, who's the head volleyball coach at Kennesaw State University, and his son is battling leukemia. So he's fighting it hard, and he's making a great recovery, but they still have quite a bit of medical expenses and things to pay for. And my girls have really taken that as the cause that they want to support. And with Lauren Sievis's help and SAC, we've really donated quite a bit of money there, so we're really excited about that duel. So that's April 6th at Dolphin Beach. We'll have koozies and tank tops for sale, and everything will go to that cause. So hope to see you at Dolphin Beach this season, and hopefully we can make a run in the first year that it's an NCAA sport.
There's a lot for us to be excited about for this spring. We are exceedingly young. Going through our list, when we open our season on February 6th against the University of Vermont, we will, out of our 10 starters, I think we will have 3 who have previously started a college lacrosse game. But we are excited about that youth. We are excited about their work ethic. We are excited about who they are as young men and the character they have and where this program is headed and riding on the shoulders of them. We are very excited about a couple events, and I'll get out of your way. One is the most classic, as Donnie alluded to. That weekend is a 3-day weekend in which we will have most of the top high school programs from North Florida will be playing games on our campus on Saturday and on Monday of that President's Day weekend. On Sunday, we play Monmouth Sunday night, and as the feature of that. And so it becomes a real lacrosse festival. One of the byproducts of this weekend, or one of the things we're trying to do, is we're going to be raising money and raising awareness for a young man named John Michael Knight, who is from the Orlando area, a high school lacrosse player who suffered a basal stroke and is now have what is locked-in syndrome. Locked-in syndrome means that he has full sensory awareness. He can see, he can hear, he can feel. He cannot move anything but his eyes. And this is probably a condition he will be in for the rest of his life. He is currently in Atlanta with his family and they need help. So we're going to be using this event to raise money for him and his family. Our kids are doing things in the classroom, off the field, on the field. And I got to tell you, in 30 plus years of coaching, I don't know if I've been with a group that in this first 2.5 weeks of practice that we've had, and we had a scrimmage this weekend, which we did pretty well, I don't know if I've had more fun. These guys, they're awesome. They're awesome kids. So I'm very proud to be a part of JU and very proud to be the head coach of the JU men's lacrosse team.
We're very fortunate because we have our 3 former captains from last year now working for us and back on staff, and so we're very excited about that. We also have 5th-year senior student athlete Taylor McCord, who is returning after ACL injury. She was able to get a medical red shirt, and she's one of our top scorers in our program, so we're excited that she was able to get that 5th year back. On to our 2016 season. We can't be more thrilled. As Doc said, we're opening up with Notre Dame, and then we have Towson and Winthrop. All 3 of those teams are 2-year returning teams to the NCAAs, so we really get to test ourselves and see where we stand. We have some really great young freshman talent. This fall, we went up to play UNC in a regulation game because we have so many new rule changes, and we played them to a 1-goal game. We were leading with 48 seconds left in the game, and they're national champions last year and defending champions this year. And so we were really great to get that litmus test, and so we're looking very forward to opening with Notre Dame. We're in our 3rd week of preseason, and our players are excelling again in the classroom and on the field. And so right now is our last week of corrections, and then we head into our game prep next week. We have Wales coming to play us, an international team. So we're going to have an international day for our students on campus, and a meal and a tailgate fellowship after that. We're going to have a youth day in the community. One of our main missions is to grow the sport of lacrosse in the community, and that's where we started before we came here. We're excited to support all the other spring sports. That's one of our missions. We won the John Sessions Award last year because we want to be a part of giving back to our other spring sports teams and honoring and supporting them and how hard their student athletes and coaches work too.
Last year I was a really good pitching coach every Friday night when a young man from Minnesota became Freshman of the Year, Pitcher of the Year, I think 4-time All-American, and is not only a great individual but a 3.95 GPA, and that's Big Mike, as he's affectionately called by his teammates, Michael Baumann. Big Mike comes in a long line of great baseball players who are just good people. Daniel Murphy, he's the ultimate Jacksonville University Dolphin. And, ESPN came in and did a big special on him, and that was neat, gave the university a lot of good free exposure. It was huge for recruiting. The future is extremely bright. We have a top, I feel, nationally ranked 50 recruiting class coming in next August. I'm excited. We have a good mix of players returning, a great recruiting class that's in on the field right now. We have, a great schedule. For the first time ever, we're not going to open up on the typical Friday, Saturday, Sunday where everybody else across the country is going to open up. I thought it was more important to schedule that bye weekend before we start conference and have the opportunity to go play Creighton and show our players where we want to be at the end of the year. We're going to dedicate our season to a former player that played for us a few years back, Kevin Ferrer. He had suffered an accident, had a brain injury, and he recovered from it. He went out fishing this past May. They found him washed up on shore, and talking to his mom, they thought that maybe he had a hemorrhage and passed away. So the players all know who he is. They got a picture and a letter from his mom. Every day we take that field, we're going to play the game as hard as Kevin did. JU baseball is healthy as ever, and we're looking forward to this season.
I promise you that we're going to play better infield defense this year. Not only will we pick up the ground ball, but we're going to throw it across the diamond. So super pumped about that. As far as the squad, 19 student athletes, 11 returners, 8 newcomers, and I really think that the storyline for us this season is going to be our veteran leadership. We have a senior class of 5, and it's going to start in the circle with senior pitchers Taylor Rossman and Victoria Brown. I have Victoria with me here today, and just really lucky to have her. And if I can brag on her for a minute, and I know she's going to hate it, but she graduates last year with her degree in aviation management, was very close to being a 4.0 student. I think she maybe got 1 B in her entire undergraduate career. Davis College of Business Student of the Year. She was our #1 pitcher, and she was our #1 hitter. She led us in every offensive category: slugging percentage, batting average, home runs, RBIs, on-base percentage. So we're very lucky to return her, and I truly think that she is the poster child of what we hope that all of our athletes aspire to be. So again, it'll start with Taylor and Victoria, and then you put some key components around them with Sable Lee and Emily Sanchez and Adrienne Ramsey, and we're going to need that leadership going into this season. We have the toughest schedule in the history of the program. So we're playing 16 teams that are either ranked in the top 25, I believe 4 ranked in the top 10, and all of those 16 games, teams went to the postseason last year. We play 4 of the 5 power conferences, so the only league that we don't have on schedule this year is the PAC. So it's going to be great for us because we'll be battle tested early, and we're actually able to host quite a few of these teams in our preseason tournament. So that's going to be great for us, but it's also going to be great for JU to have those teams on our campus. So we're at home a lot, especially in the month of February, and hopefully you'll get a chance to check us out.
Something that I really take seriously as part of my role is almost an ambassador to our sport. Because rowing, what's that? Crew, rowing, what do you call it? It's those paddles, right? No, we have oars, we have shells, the rowers sit backwards, the little people sit forwards, and they steer the boats, right? So that's our sport. And most of the time, every 4 years, people start getting interested in it. And guess what happens? It's the Olympics. So here in a few months, you guys are going to get to see our sport highlighted on national television, which is really exciting for us. I have big shoes to fill. Coach Mitchell did an outstanding job. He was here for 12 years. He led the women's team to 2 MAC championships the last 2 years, 2 NCAA appearances. And I would hope to continue that trend moving forward. And I'd hope to do that through a few ways. One, continue to build excitement about the program. Continue to get our alumni excited about JU and JU rowing. 2, continue to recruit the best and brightest kids in the country. One of the ways we're doing that is, again, getting our name out there. We're competing at a race in the Princeton area called the Connect Cup, which is a huge regatta in mid-April, and hopefully get a lot of our potential recruits excited about coming down to the warm weather. And the third thing is, again, just continue to make outreach, continue to make friends, continue to promote the sport and be excited about it. And the last thing that I would like to mention, besides I get into our season a little bit, is we're coming up on 60 years of JU rowing. To me, that's really cool. Now let me jump forward to my athletes. I have 31 kids on the team currently. Okay, it's about getting these kids, A, be successful in the classroom, working really hard, learning the skills that you learn from being a student athlete. and you can't replicate that with anything else. So, and then hopefully back to the NCAA championships for our third time.
Our focus this spring is the pursuit of excellence. Our team is small. We've got about 6 freshmen, and the rest are guys that are coming back from last year's varsity squad. It's a pretty small team when it comes to men's rowing, but they're a fantastic group of guys. They know that when they show up at practice, they know that every single one of their teammates wants to be there, and that's going to make for a really exciting spring. Much like lacrosse, we've got teams from up north coming down for their training trips. We start our season off with Boston College and Michigan State. Then the week after that, we've got Duke coming down for their training trip, so those 3 will be scrimmages. We're actually currently working on setting something up with Georgia Tech the week after that. And then with the women, we'll go to the Connect Cup in Princeton as well as the Sierra Regatta in Oak Ridge. We've got about a month off after Sierras, and then we go to the Dadville Regatta the same weekend as the MAC. So we'll race in Philly Friday, Saturday, and then head up to Princeton again on Sunday. And we're planning on taking a varsity 4 to our national championship this year. I believe we've only been twice in our school's history, so it should be an exciting spring for men's rowing.
Last year's going to be tough to top. We set a scoring record at the conference championship outdoors, and we had some great success at the national championship. 5 second-team All-American performances, but 4 of them have graduated. So we have a history of success, both academically and athletically, 14 consecutive years as a national all-academic team, and I think that is what my job now is to figure out the pieces that create our culture and have them come along to our new team. We have 17 athletes in our program on a roster of 24 who are in their first or second year on our team. So there's a lot of change. A few athletes to highlight for this year. Cree Clark, who can't be with us today because she has a paid internship with a tax internship with Enos Pellingman Associates, CPAs. So she's in training today and couldn't be here. While Cree is a 3.8 plus student and a NCAA East qualifier many times in the discus, I think this summer there'll be 2 amazing companies that will be competing for her talents. The throws group is going to lead us. Chip Brundage is our new throws coach from Pittsburgh. And Cree and Samantha Turner, who just graduated in December, graduated in 3.5 years and is using her last season of eligibility. She'll be in the MBA program competing this year and next year for us. The throws group will be our rock. Those are our 2 most talented athletes and people that we can lean on. We also return Storm Phillips, who was the Conference Student Athlete of the Year and the co-MVP. And then we have 2 freshmen who, this past weekend or 2 weekends ago, did some amazing things for freshmen. Nora McCumber won 2 events at the Wake Forest Invitational, and Jackie Baldwin ran the fastest 60-meter time since Monique Tubbs, who was our national champion. So we think that this group of athletes is going to help us as we move forward. Can't promise championships, but I know that we're going to fight hard and see where the pieces fall.